know the way I feel. You got me losing my mind. Oh, try to suppress my emotions. They're bursting like fountains, baby. They take me up, they take me down. I'm getting weak on my knees. Oh,
I got nothing to hide, my heart is dirty. Maybe longing you make me feel something.
Introducing Zakiya Loves Pinto.
Hey, let's go. We running late. I think it would be the same if it was called Keeping Up with the Jenners.
No. Hell no.
You don't think it'll hit the same?
Hell no.
The Kardashians are a brand. Like, this is a brand that was built on the back of Kim Kardashian. I'm sorry. The Jenners, Keeping Up with the Jenners, it just doesn't match. I'm sorry. They have an empire built on the Kardashian name. It would not work in anything else other than Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Sorry.
It don't roll off your tongue the way it's supposed to. When people name their kids like just names that just don't flow together with their last name, that's how that would be.
It's like if my last name was Matthews. Candace Matthew totally fits. And if you don't know, my first name is Candace, actually. But everybody calls me Candace because they just can't get it right. Candace Matthews? That's kind of sound cute. I'm not going to tell her that.
What you trying to say? Because my last name is Matthews.
I know, but now I take
That
it
was
back.
shade.
No, it was not.
That was shade. That's like if my
shade.
last name was Pinto.
No, but let's just say
Zakiya Pinto don't
Smith.
hit the same as Zakiya
Smith.
Matthews.
It actually does. But so does Matthews. It hits with my name as well. But calm down. Oh, lying.
Pinto always want to be sensitive. She is so sensitive. She says it's me, but she's actually the one that's very sensitive. And she be trying to play it off, throwing it onto me, but it's actually her. Okay, she's very, very, very sensitive. She's a Pisces. Duh.
I wonder, like, with the same people, Kim and everybody, if it was called Keeping Up with the Jenners, if they would get the same viewings. It really does matter. Like, Brandon has a lot to do with it, seriously.
Is the KK keeping it? Oh, that sounds good.
Don't say another K. Okay.
But because they had two Ks, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it just really hits.
Yeah.
You know, like Jumping with the Jenners.
If we had a reality show, we would be called Catching Up with the Pintos. It only makes sense. I love ketchup. So it's going to be called Catching Up with the Pintos. Kit. Is that a real name?
No, if it was named because it has two J's.
Oh.
Jamming with the Jenners.
That's corny.
Did I just spit?
No, but that was corny.
No, I'm just saying, like, just something.
Bruce Wood, Kaylin. I don't want no problems. Okay? Kaylin would definitely choose Jumping or Jamming with the Jenners.
Jamming with the Jenners. That would have been a good name.
So, what would our show be called?
Pimping with the Pintos.
Let's go. Let's go.
Pimping with the Pintos, it feels right. I can't wait to be a Pinto because when we have our show, Pimping with the Pinto would totally be the name, okay? Pinto is like a name you don't even hear often. So it just feels right to be pimping. We're gonna be having matching outfits with the kids. It just makes sense.
Well, Matthews-Pinto. And yours is gonna be Matthews-Pinto. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not hesitant to having a hyphen as my last name as long as there's a compromise, because if you're telling me that it only has to be one last name, well, baby, I'm gonna be Pinto all day. But sure, we can share a last name with that hyphen, put that Pinto on the end. You already know. No, the thing is that I only had a problem when we had that conversation because you were like, no, why can't you just have my last name? And
yeah, why can't, but really, in reality, why couldn't you just have my last name? It's okay, just because you were
not just your last name.
You could, just like same way that other people have to take other people's last name.
That's like saying then you can propose to me then. Do I want to be proposed to? I wouldn't be mad. but I know she ain't gonna do it. Look, it means more to her than it does to me, but I also feel like, hey, just because I'm masculine doesn't mean that I do not want to be proposed to. Like, cut that out. I don't like the double standard. I don't like it at all. So, you know, it could go either way. Well, I guess we'll just have to continue talking about it.
And I can if I want to.
Exactly.
But I don't want to.
But I don't want to.
There we go.
But I think it's fair to have a hyphen name. I honestly, even in hetero relationships, I still think that, yeah, you take your husband's last name, but it wouldn't hurt to have both just to keep that legacy going on both ends. Because it's almost like as a woman, your last name disappears after you get married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so that legacy, like your father could be Martin Luther King, but then you marry somebody and his last name is Smith or something like that. And then, boom, no legacy.
We gonna have to have a hyphen. It's gonna be Matthews Pinto. I feel like I love my last name. Who would I be if I wasn't a Matthews? Like, my dad gave me that last name. So it's only right for our children to have that last name also. I'm not really close with my brothers, and it's just important for my dad to see some Matthews, little babies being brought up.
Unless, you know, they have sons. But if you're like the only child, it's like, dang, how do you carry your name on as a woman? You know?
You don't. You don't.
So I do, but I know that a lot of men have problems with that. And me being masculine presenting, of course I can see why people would think that I would want to keep my last name, but the real reason is because my brother is been nothing but girls. So it is left up to me to keep this legacy going, and I hope to have a son so that he carries on the Pinto last name. You know, my family is from Jamaica. We got a lot of history with that last name, you know, from the Maroons, and it just from the Spaniards being in Jamaica and the Arawak Indians. It's just a lot that I want to teach him. And so that is the main reason why I want to keep the last name. You know, I hold a lot of weight.
Is this what menopause feels like?
I'm gonna need some help.
Mommy, did you cry when the queen died?
I'm totally indecisive.
Even with my millions.
They are brand built.
Why is your body up? Zakiya is totally a drama queen and slightly a hypochondriac too.
Am I indecisive?
That's it.
Okay, cool.
How was that?
I can't pick between dang.
Of course. Who wouldn't want to be proposed to? You know, I'll just do it just, you know, I can tell the homies, you know, that she put a ring on me.